Today we're going to take a look at and show you how to install the Optronics submersible under 80-inch trailer light kit with 25-foot wiring harness. Part number is TL5RK. Now this trailer rewiring kit is really going to give you all the lights you need to make sure your trailers are within compliance with all the laws and regulation. This light happens to be on the driver's side. It has our license plate illumination panel there on the bottom. We've got our side lights and our stop, turn, and brake lights here on the back. The passenger side light's going to be identical to this one. It's just not going to have that open panel at the bottom or that clear lens at the bottom to illuminate your license plate. Now for use in marine applications, these are going to be an excellent choice as well. These are submersible lights. That means they are protected inside with a small cover. And there's also a hole here at the bottom to allow any moisture out that might be trapped inside the housing. One thing you definitely want to do though, it's highly recommended to unplug the lights from the back of your vehicle as you're backing into the water. You don't want to get water in here on this bulb. If it's really hot, you could run risk of damaging it. Here you can see our side marker light has the single stud attachment point, which grounds right through the light. So you just have one wire that's going to get connected right to the running light wire from our Y harness. You'll notice that the lens is also reflectorized, so as it's sitting out somewhere dark, when headlights hit it, it's going to shine and be visible. Now this kit features incandescent lights, which are going to be our standard glass bulb kind of lights. They're going to do a good job of matching what was originally on the trailer. If you are going through a complete rewire on your trailer, if you're trying to update a trailer, a lot of the newer LED lights are also a good choice, so that's something to consider. They tend to last longer. You're not going to have to worry about bulb replacements nearly as much. They don't draw as much power through our vehicle, and they tend to give kind of a clearer, brighter light. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're going through the work of changing over an entire trailer. Might be a good option to pick as well. Now you can see the 4-pole connector, unlike a lot of the other ones, is encased. So as you make your connection with your vehicle, it's going to offer a little bit more protection for us. Now to begin our install, we want to choose the appropriate side of the plug. In your kit, you're going to get both the truck side and the trailer side. The trailer side is going to be the more squared one, where this one's going to have our 3 leads and our bare ground. Now most vehicles are going to be equipped with a 4-pole plug on them already. If you're using this trailer or this wiring kit for a trailer that's going to be connected to a car that doesn't already have a wiring kit, check our website and look for something custom fit for your application so you know it's going to work. With this lead, you're basically going to be tapping into directly to your brake lights, tail lights, and it's just not protected that way. So it's a good idea to get something custom fit. If you just need a replacement, this is a really good idea. You can just replace the 4-pole coming out of your vehicle with this one by matching up the wire color. Now we've stripped our trailer down, removed all the old lights. We're going to be replacing everything all the way back. The only thing we haven't stripped out yet is our old wiring. As long as it's intact, we can use this and pull our new wiring through. So make a couple loops here on the end. This is the right side of the trailer if we're looking at it from the back. On this side, your green and brown wire is the one you'll want to run back. The left side of the trailer, looking at it from the back, is going to be your yellow and brown wire. Just going to bend these over. I'm going to attach them to the old wires, tape them off, and use those to kind of guide it through. Electrical tape's generally what we use here, just to hold these together. You see kind of what we're going to do. We'll pull on our old wire. That's going to bring our new wire through. Now one thing you want to keep in mind as you're routing your wires is to leave enough length to easily be able to connect to the back of your vehicle. I'm going to bring it out just a little bit further than what this ground wire is going to allow, so we'll extend that later when we connect it. Now once we get to their first light position, we want to get it installed. Our first one's going to be our side marker light. It's going to have a nut and a lock washer on it. You want to remove that. But pretty often you can have a situation like this. You can see this is an elongated hole. We don't want to use a lock washer behind that because it's probably going to catch on that and it'll wind up opening that lock washer. So we're going to place our light through. Then we're going to use a flat washer. That'll allow that lock washer something to bite on. Also, you'll see here on the bottom of the light, there's going to be a little gap there for your wire to pass through. So make sure you have it pass through there. Once we have that through, put our fender washer on, our flat washer, then our lock washer and our nut. Then we'll use a 10mm socket and we'll want to tighten that down. All right. Now we need to splice this into our running light signal. That's going to be our brown wire right here. So we want to separate the two of those. And to get that separated, I generally use like a little flat blade. The key is here, you want to go between the two wires. You don't want to go into the insulation on the wires, so keep that in mind. And once we're through there, I'm just going to pull those apart. Now for making your connection here, they supply you with a quick connector. Basically with this, what you're going to do is place this up on your wire just like that. You're going to place this one in the other side, and when you push down that tab, that's going to make a connection between your two wires. So the tab comes down and in like that. Then you've got this cap that comes over the top. Now generally if we have a failure in a trailer, it's in this area. So we do away with these. I can show you a good solution. This is a heat shrink butt connector. So in using that, we're going to splice our wire. We'll make a cut here. We're going to strip back both sides and our light wire. That. Doesn't really matter which side you do. We're going to twist our light wire together with our running light signal wire, place on our butt connector, and then get that crimped down. I'm going to pull on that to make sure you've got a good connection made. Take our other side and place it in, and we'll crimp that down. Now we need to use a heat source to get that shrank. You can use a mini torch, you can use a heat gun. Generally I just use a lighter. The key is just to heat it up a little bit at a time. It's going to turn clear, it starts to shrink down, and then when it gets all the way shrank, it's going to look like that wire gets a little bit bigger and there will be a little clear gel that comes out of the end. So you get that little bit of clear gel. Wire looks like it's magnified, so that side shrank down. We'll do the same thing here. Now by using one of the heat shrink butt connectors like this, you're going to eliminate any issues you're going to have with corrosions at your connections. Generally this is just going to make your wiring job last a lot longer. Pull that up and we can continue on down our trailer. Now another common problem that we run into on rewiring trailers, our old wiring ran right through this tube. It's really nice, keeps it up and out of the way, but this is almost turned to concrete in there. We weren't able to get that wire out, so we're clearly not going to be able to get our wire back through. One way around that's going to be with a loom clamp, and of course every trailer is different, so you want to pick which application is going to work for you, but this is part number A0250. We have them readily available on our website. What we're able to do with this, just put our wire in, and I'm going to tuck that right down there. So it'll keep it out of the way. We won't have to worry about it hanging up on any of the equipment we're loading up or anything like that. And to attach it, we're going to use a self-tapping screw. And so once we've marked and started our hole, get it attached just like that. Another thing I like to do with these connections is put a zip tie right on the front side and then also right on the back side of this. And basically that's going to keep our wire from moving forward or back. The loom clamp does a fairly good job of grabbing it. I think if we do that, then we don't have to worry about that wire going anywhere. And we're going to follow the same procedure basically back to our next light. We're going to get this tucked up and out of the way to keep it protected back to our next connection point. Now we're adding a couple of the side marker light we used up front as a fender clearance light as well here. This is part number MC36AB. And just going to be placing it on using the provided hardware. No need for a flat washer here because it's just a circular hole. Then we're going to splice this one in just like we did the one up front there. Now with our wire here at the back of our trailer, we're going to get our light attached. The green wire light's the one we want to use here on the passenger side. On the back you can see it's got a flat washer and a nut. I'm going to take both of those off. And we'll place that in the bracket on our trailer. And we're going to place a flat washer back on each of those and use that nut to attach it. You'll want to use a 7/16 inch wrench for these nuts. And we can get it secured down. Now you should have a little bit of excess wire here, so we'll want to get that trimmed off. Let's see, I'm going to put that right there. I'm also going to take a little bit of the wire off my light. We're going to strip back both sides. Now in the kit, you're going to have little wire nuts. Once we have the two browns twisted together, then this just kind of threads on like a nut. And as you can see, that leaves a pocket for moisture and dirt to get in there and eventually lead to corrosion. So just like we did on our other lights, we're going to switch our connectors out to heat shrink butt connectors. So twist them up, slide them on, and get them crimped. Now we'll be attaching the green wire to the green wire and the brown wire to the brown. Now we'll get those shrank. Now once we have everything in place here and secured down, we're ready to go to the other side of the trailer and just do the exact same thing, whatever works for your application. Now when mounting your left side light or the driver's side light, you want to ensure that you put your license plate bracket on there. If you look on the bottom of the housing, you can see we've got our light right here. That'll illuminate the plate for us. I think our situation is going to be better to have it just like this, so our plate will hang there and we'll get plenty of light. That bracket's going to get sandwiched right in between the back of the light housing and our mounting bracket. And just like the other side, we're going to put on our flat washers and our nuts. Now depending on your trailer setup, you may need to run a jumper wire to get to any lights that you have on the back. We're going to take the little bit of extra brown wire that we've got out of our kit and we're going to splice it in together just like we did our other lights. So two wires going into one side, one wire going into the other. And that's going to give us this lead that we can run back for anything else we might need. All right, here you can see our tail light connection yellow to yellow, our running light connection brown to brown, and then we've got our jumper there. So we'll shrink them down, get it anchored out, and we'll be in good shape. Now we've added on just a little bit of extra wire to our pigtail here. Use that same heat shrink butt connector we've used for all of our other splices. Then we're going to add a small ring terminal onto the opposite end of that. Then we'll just make our attachment. It's like that. Now at this point our wiring's ready for use. Something I do like to do though, I like to start with some electrical tape here. Just kind of go all the way back so we've got just kind of a single wire here at the front rather than 5 different ones. Now to test out our installation, we're going to use either a trailer tester or you can simply plug it into your towing vehicle. We'll turn on our running lights. We'll want to check and make sure those are all working. We can do our left turn signal, we can do our brake lights, and our right turn signal. Now we're just going to use our old hardware and we're going to reattach our license plate here. Get those snug down in a minute. You can see how that light's going to project down on there and keep you legal. And that's going to complete our look at the Apptronik Submersible Under 80-Inch Trailer Light Kit, part number TL5RK.